Hey guys, this is Dark Prince. Welcome to my YouTube channel Dark Prince Trades. In this video, we will cover some of the stocks that we picked last week and also go over the indexes, how they fared well last week. All right, let's get started with the SPY first, the big guy. Let me clean the Bollinger Band. What a recovery from 420, to be honest. I even gave this chart around the 425, 420 is bottom, talking about the trend and how SPY has been really going. And obviously, with the RSIs hitting the lowers, the MACDs completely on the downside, and with the history behind SPY, this was more of a bullish chance to take here. And then this maintain this 425 426. You see that it's been trying to get to that like a couple of times, three times, and then came all the gap fill all the way up to 440ish, and it tried to break the resistance, couldn't, and then came the Fed talks, and then it started to break over the 440. Once the 440 was broken, though, it went out into a bullish territory. And I mentioned that also on StockTwits. I took some puts here and then got totally burned to lacked discipline. But right now, it is hitting a double top here, 454. So any potential pullback would be around 450, 447 range. And obviously comes a 444, 443. But if I look at the BB pivot, Bollinger's, yeah, the pivot itself is at 439, 440. So I think this pivot is also going to go up. And I believe the 440 is going to be a very good support, not the 425, the 440, even in a midterm, in my opinion. And I get the feeling that this is going to do more like a consolidation that IWM did between the last 7, 8 months or so. So I believe that there is a good channel now that will come into play for SPY, because this is in a very strong trend and nobody can say how far this goes. But then I believe there is going to be a zone that is going to come where it's going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. That's my guesstimate. But let's see how market factors in that in the next 2 months or 3 months or whatever time frame that we're going to look at as a long term. I'll move over to IWM. Another one, pretty obvious. The stop is at 230-ish and 235. Consolidation for the last so many months in this range. And if you look at the BB pivots for IWM, it's at 223. And then the down is at 217. So this has been in a consolidation zone for quite some time. But if I look at the history of how generally the small caps or the penny stocks fare well in November and December, there is a higher chance of this breaking the 234, 235 mark and going higher. Let's wait and watch. As long as these key levels holds, this consolidation zone holds, I think we are looking at a 235 break here for IWM. Obviously, the big guy is also going to be a deciding factor, but we got to wait and watch those key levels for confirmation either on the upside or on the downside. All right, I'll move to now some of the stocks that I picked last week. EasyFL is one, EZFL. This stock, as expected, hit those bottom levels yet again. This is now a triple bottom on the daily. And it was a strange sell off on the Friday morning. So, in my opinion, that was a great buying opportunity, especially when stocks like DWAC, PHUN, and few other things that were grabbing all the attention. I think there was a sell off because of that. And that was a great opportunity that I saw. And then I added a lot of shares down here in the 270, 280 range. Conviction paid there in terms of buys because the stock immediately bounced to the 290 zone. Watch for the EMA break of 360. There's a gap fill at 356 too, because this is a strong bounce zone where it could go all the way over 440, 480 zone. I have my PTs a bit higher, but then that's because of the business model that they have. It is a very big disruptor model that I see. Could be a good one for the long term, but then again, what do we know? So we have to wait and watch. Like I said, good bottom zone here. Waited for 280s and it filled all my levels. I even got 270s. So that was a lucky ad for me. The thing that I noticed much is on the hourly with respect to the RSIs, how every time the RSI falls on the hourly around the 20-30 zone, it bounces all the way to 70. Like I said, it syncs with this pattern. So the pattern, the trend is a friend. The pattern is something that I look in. So my hunch says that this is going to go all the way above $4 plus or even more than that. So pretty interesting chart, good one to load. EMA 200 is at 3.24. Great candidate in my opinion. This is one of the top swings that I'm going to hold, and set your tolerances. Not sure what's going to happen on Monday morning, but then I would like to hold the stock no matter what. EZFL. All right, we'll move to the next one. PTIX, one of my favorite stocks because of the predictability, more importantly, has a good range. There is a news that has been anticipated, the IND approval, for which this whole company relies on that. It's a big milestone for the company. So any news on the IND approval is not going to be a small run, to be honest. It's going to be a huge run in my opinion. And the IND refiling is in October. So any day this month they could have, or they might be filing it. And generally it takes about 30 days for IND approval. So the news is around the corner in my opinion. And that needs to be factored in by the market. And the Bollinger Band is very narrow. Any news announcement this week, the channel 180 192 is going to break out of all that. And how far do we go? I believe it's going to hit the 3 or the 480 mark if the news comes. I know there is a shorter chart time frame, but if you look at it all, it has a spike history, right? That's all I care. It's a low floater, and news is key for this company. And it is a big milestone, like I said, for the company. So any news is going to propel. But if I just look at the chart, the Bollinger Band has been consolidating here, and it's been doing good in terms of the MACDs or even the RSI. So I think this is a good stock to hold because of the catalyst it has, and the chart is also not so bad. Like I said, it's been consolidating in a zone, waiting for that IND approval. And well, we can see the price zones that it can hit all the way up to 480 ish, and some starters at 280. Yeah, we're looking at 50% plus, guys. Easy. All right, let's move on to the next one. SGRP. All right, many know about my SGRP picks every now and then, along with the BGIs. SGRP hitting a double bottom zone in the 130s on Friday, courtesy of the sell-off again. But then they did have an interesting news. They did elect some board of directors last week, and then they did announce it, but there was not so much movement on the news at that time. And they also got another news that they're expanding into distribution staffing service businesses. Pretty good to know that. Being from the supply chain, I know how much that news means to me. So that's good actually. But then the market didn't factor in that either. But then if I look at the BB channel, it's narrowing pretty good. You see this? There was a wide BB channel, and then now it's starting to narrow, which means if the news is getting factored in, it could have a big explosive move coming up in the future. I love this company for what they do. I've been telling about this company for quite some time, since the 60s and 80s. And look what happened, 386, boom. So this has a lot of spike history too. You can see a spike here, all breaking out of the Bollinger Band channels. Okay. If I look at the RSI, you see how the RSI been hitting lows and then always moving up. And there is a trend in this RSI, which I will post a chart on the StockTwits too. And the MACD is still good in my opinion, although because of the Friday, it did do a drop, but dropped into the zone where the buyers should have stepped in, and they did. It did move to 145, and I too loaded 130-ish and 140-ish on Friday. So this one's a good stock to have. 386 all the way down to 130-ish. You're telling me not to buy here? I'm going for this. As simple as that. And having known about SGRP in and out, I'm definitely going to add this and set my tolerances. And obviously, how bad this can go. 120-ish, yeah, I don't care. This has a huge reward in my opinion, and I am going for this SGRP based on the chart clearly, and of course the couple of news that came by. All right, on to the SQL. Yes, it is the most sexiest chart. If I just remove the Bollinger, it will clearly show the trend lines. Well, this is waiting to be breaking out, guys. Look at this MACD curling up, consolidation in this zone, a perfect chart. Could go all the way to 420-ish, 480-ish, and even 540-ish. RSI is still low in the 30s, 40s, but this chart is ready. It can break out anytime. The BB pivots are at 360 to 385. It's been hitting here and there, 360, 380, but truth be told, yeah, it doesn't matter. This chart looks so good with the MACD curling up. It sends all positive signals to be bought here. And then we are looking at a good 50% plus goals on this SQL, and it is right at the bottom in my opinion. And watch for the EMA 200. That's at 3.625. The 380 mark, which is again critical. Once we break those two, we're going to look at 440, 437, 440, 480, 520 plus, 540-ish. Those are the zones that I'm looking at on this chart. Again, thin floater. So let's see how this chart goes next week. All right, that's it, I guess, for me for this week. And I do want to cover VTVT, but I'm going to post a chart. I've already posted about VTVT last week. It hasn't moved much from there. It is still in that 140-ish. I think it gave a 138 dip on Friday too, but I'm still loading this. So I still got some more bids that's waiting in just in case for those dips that may happen. But very good chart. I'll post more about it in a next video probably later. But for now, that's it, guys. Have a happy Sunday. See you all on Monday. Good luck for all the folks who are going to trade that day. Okay. Thank you all. Bye-bye.